Hey everybody, really sorry that it's been so long since we posted. We have been super busy, but I want to say that we are really excited to share our 14-day passage from New Caledonia to New Zealand with you.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video and we'll catch you at the end. We're going to do a real-time update. We're going to answer all the questions. Are we done sailing? Are we quitting YouTube? So make sure you head to the end to see the answers to all those questions.
Enjoy the show.
Windy.
Yeah, it's howling right now. Kind of freaked out about leaving, to be honest.
Letting you know that we are leaving now. So I just got off the phone with Mike, our weather router, and he figures about a 9-day passage, and we're going to be doing like a closed reach for about 3 days. So that's upwind for like 3 days, and then there's a high coming up that we're gonna, he says, boomerang down to the other side of New Zealand with.
Cool.
So it looks like a good window for what is, a challenging passage generally. It's definitely not downwind sailing anymore, but I'm really happy to have Mike sort of with us every step of the way, telling us where to go and when, so that we can navigate the various systems as they come. So here we go, out Nouméa Pass and back to the open ocean.
We're already getting we're getting gusts of 30 inside the anchorage, so I wonder what it's going to be like out there. It's going to be sporty, but I'm also excited to be on the move again.
It's looking like the first 2 or 3 days will be potentially the hardest, but who knows what'll come later in the passage. But yeah, we're up for a hot start. All right, here we go, going through the pass. Kill the engine and 9 days at sea, baby. Another passage. Man, we've covered a lot of miles this year.
It is about 6 p.m. on our second day here. Sun is about to go down. Today it was glorious. It's been 12, 13 knots on the beam. We're going 6 knots, 6.2, 6.6 all day. What happened to your head?
Big wave just came into the cockpit and I dodged it and hit my head on the Dodger. Maybe that's why they call it the Dodger.
It was wild. It was scary. So much heavy water just shot through our cockpit, and Ben was like, "Look out!" So I dipped back, but we dodged it, and it was wild. I was like, "You probably could have gone overboard if you were not 3 points of contact."
Yeah, the autopilot has started to not keep up. Pretty windy and pretty wavy out here, so just rolled in even more. We got double reef on the main, and 2/3 of the head sail rolled in now at least. And we're just getting some real tall standing up waves crashing over the bow and sometimes into the cockpit right now. So hard to get on film because you never know when they're going to come, and I don't want to just stand here with the camera on forever. But
And also, don't want to risk getting washed overboard.
yeah, well, yeah, she's sporty, but I mean, it's good. We're making good progress. I just got our next waypoint from Mike, so we know where we're headed in about a day. We're going to change course a little more south, and then probably a day later, we'll start heading towards New Zealand. So hopefully this is the worst of it on this passage, knock wood, knock peak. It's based on the forecast, this appears to be as heavy as it's gonna get. I should probably get my harness on or something.
Everything is like covered in a layer of salt. Just like all these waves coming into the cockpit and these it's wild actually. But yeah, you can tell we're moving south because the air is colder, but it's also starting to get that like crisp smell that you get in the fall. I don't know, I'm from Canada where it's like when the seasons change there's like a smell to the air, and that's what's happening right now. So I'm looking forward to being in a different climate, like not in the tropics anymore, back to a climate that I'm used to, you know, sweaters and jeans and boots and feeling cozy. It's a tricky passage, so we got a weather router and we seem to be going like really far west in order to catch the bottom of a low pressure system and then have it slingshot us back towards New Zealand. But it is just a bit frustrating seeing how far in the wrong direction we have to go. We're a good 2 days. Like, we're closer to Australia right now than we are to New Zealand. Anyway, passage making can really wear on us. And I don't think it's just us, because Kessel was talking about how he's pretty like burnt out on sailing. We put a lot of miles under the keel this season. It just kind of starts to wear on you. It's like sitting in a car for multiple days at a time. It's like the first time is novel and you're excited because of where you're going, and by like, I don't even know how many days we would have spent in this cockpit, but a lot. We've been heeled over and we've had so many waves hit us that like stuff isn't where it usually is anymore. It's all kind of everywhere just because things have been flying off the walls. And I think cyclical for me is like really the way to go.
People, we're on to I think day 5 or 6, losing track, and we return to glorious sunny conditions, calm seas, and nice breeze. It's basically as good as it gets right now. We've done the hard work, we've done the hard miles, we've gotten far enough southwest that this high front that's now coming up from way down below us we're now kind of in the middle of it, and then as it continues to track northeast, we're going to start riding the southwest winds in an arched route back to New Zealand. So way better conditions. The slamming on the bow and the beam has gone away. I was able to sleep half decent for the first time in a couple days last night. Sunshine always helps my mood. And Allie slept, she just said. So yeah, we're feeling rested. We're feeling energized by the sun. So nice to be finally starting to arch back to New Zealand and not just getting further and further away. That's sort of a depressing feeling. Especially, and I was starting to get a little spooked in my brain last night about just like how remote we are and nobody boats around. Not that that really makes a huge difference ultimately, but yeah, we're just out here and the boat's just been getting slammed day after day after day, and just, you know, I'm going to do a good deck inspection today and make sure that everything is in order and in ship shape and there's nothing that's about to give way or break or chafe. But yeah, feeling good, feeling like we've rounded the corner or starting to, and we're halfway to New Zealand now. Otherwise, it turned out to be a pretty long passage. So it's getting pretty calm out here. Be a good time to go for a swim, Allie.
It's weird to like see the sunbeams penetrate the ocean and like look down and be like, that goes thousands of feet deep. Like there's not even ripples out here.
I saw a great white swim by earlier.
Stop. Now I'm all soapy, not going in.
It'll just go down the throat better. Well, olive oil to help things go down, Mr. Sharky. I really like having Mike from PV Sailing in La Cruz, Mexico as our router. We haven't used a router until this passage. Which I also like doing my own weather because I feel like you learn a lot and you got to think about a lot of things and just kind of ups your skills. But this is a complicated passage at a complicated time of year that could be dangerous if you don't do it right. So for this one, I'm just really nice to have a weather expert. Give the engine a break.
Let's give my ears a break from the engine.
Man, we sure got a mixed bag with this passage. Seems to me like we're taking the long way. And this long way included 4 days of too much wind and now 2 days of no wind. So. Wow, let's get a preventer on that or I'm gonna lose my noggin.
All right, we got some wind. I'm gonna put the mainsail up. I already got the head sail out, so hopefully it's like 2 in the morning. Hopefully it's finally arrived and we can start sailing again. Good morning again, day 7, 1 full week at sea now. We're officially caught in the doldrums. The high pressure system that's supposed to work its way northeast, it just slowed down, it's stalled, it's hanging around, and if anything, it might even come back down to New Zealand, it looks like, on one model. Which is not great news, because that means we'd be either bobbing around for like a week.
We live out here now. Have you ever seen Waterworld where there's drifters? We are now drifters.
I'm a smoky. What was I saying? I was saying the northeast direction of the high pressure system is in question. Feels like it's just stuck here now. So the boomerang track, I think it could still happen, but it's just taking way longer for it to start happening than we planned on. Hopefully by tonight, that's sort of like the latest update from the models and from our weather router. Hopefully by tonight, we're actually sailing. Decided to just cut the engine for now. I've got 20 gallons left, which is like 20 hours of motoring at 6 knots. And we might need that at the end of the trip, closer to New Zealand. So no more motoring, just only sailing. And yeah.
It's down there.
Monsters, aliens,
Giant squid. Megadoon.
Vladimir Putin, nuclear submarines.
I mean, maybe.
I've been reading too many thriller books. We are sailing again! Finally! Woo-wee! So it's 5 a.m. It was dusk at like 4:40 a.m. this morning. We are certainly, what are we at? 36 degrees south latitude. Definitely not in the tropics anymore. What have we spotted?
An albatross!
Huge bird.
The biggest wingspan of all the birds. And it's pretty big.
Very large.
It's crazy to see it, and then I'll see little booby fly around, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these things are massive. Like that, the wingspan is probably bigger than me. We're in the rhythm of things. Ben and I have been sleeping, I guess, better.
Eating some weird food.
We're just on cans now, so like literally my dinner tonight was like green beans, cans, green beans, can of lentils, can of carrots, and can of something else.
And it tasted as good as it sounds.
It tasted like cans. It tasted like metal. But whatever, there's an albatross over here.
Get your nutrients in you. Maybe we could catch the albatross. We could eat it.
That's chicken wings. That's a huge chicken wing.
It's 3:40 in the morning. And look at this. I can't be right. Maybe my time zone's off on my phone. But it gets bright really early here. Day 10. When you get hungry, you get resourceful, and we're getting hungry.
My fleet of squiddies. There's hooks in everyone. And then a little fake guy with a rattler on the bottom.
All right, so here we are. We're currently somewhere over here, I'd say. And as you can see, in a day or two, what we were hoping to have happen was this swirling would keep swirling up and away, and then the winds would follow it, and we'd be riding those winds. But that's not what is now happening. What's now happening is it's just sort of hanging on in the North Island area, just this huge swath of doldrums. So that's not great. Super light, super light. I'm hoping the fastest route still to where we're trying to get is to follow the winds we still have into the coast here, and then ride the coast up with land effect winds and motoring as much as we need to around the corner, and then by the time we get around the corner, we've got these winds filling in that we can sail south with another 300 miles or whatever it is. Or we can pull into Opua, which is I think only 150 miles from the Cape. The whole strategy of going way out of our way southwest from New Caledonia and then below the high pressure and back up, with hindsight, at least this version of it didn't really work out. We've been caught in too much light winds both on the way down and now on the way up.
It's a cool idea.
It's cool. It's a good
just
strategy.
It's a good strategy. It's just so dependent on weather working out exactly how the forecast shows it, and that's not always the case. And it just didn't work out in our case. So.
Yeah, the high pressure system just didn't do its thing that we hoped it would do. All right, guys. Try not to wake Allie, but it's day 12. dusk. Really cloudy and foggy, but the wind has finally shifted, picked up a little bit, so now we're heading instead of southwest away from where we're trying to go. We're actually headed southeast. Now we're headed northeast towards the north end of New Zealand, and we're doing like 4.5 knots, maybe even 5 knots at times. So we're finally making progress. The last couple of days we've been doing like 50-mile days. The wind. Allie's got our power stance at the kettle this morning.
Sand right now.
Yeah, we're not in the tropics anymore. Okay guys, Groundhog Day continues. Getting on here on day 13 of this passage. We've been motor sailing for a while, and we have the land effect winds that we've been expecting for a while starting to fill in. So we're like 35 miles from the coast of north end of New Zealand, and those offshores are starting to come at us now, and I was able to kill the engine and keep our speed up over 5, almost 6 knots. So we'll keep heading directly at land, and then the closer we get, the more we'll be able to start going up the coast and towards the Cape as these winds get stronger and stronger the closer we get to the coast.
It smells weird out here.
Like land?
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
Land
That's
ho?
me. Land ho!
Land ho!
You can see the outline of the mountains.
13 full days at sea, and finally land! Land ho! Land ho!
Good morning, guys. It is the last morning at sea, I hope. Hopefully we'll arrive today. Bit of frustrating. Not that frustrating because I just accepted it, but we don't have electronics. I don't know. So I don't know what the wind is doing, but it feels like it's like 9 knots of wind. Close haul, and we're like trying to really pinch to follow this coast of New Zealand down to Paraguay. Like when you pinch, you lose speed. So we were going like 1 to 2 knots, and if I bear off of it and go like on a beam, then we go faster. But then we have to tack. So I just tack, and the sun's coming up, and I'm boiling water for coffee. And about 100 miles to go. It's been 100 miles to go for like the last 8 hours. We're just moving so slowly. Hard to be upset with the sunrise.
Tropics anymore, and also we're in the first like western world. You see that big fishing boat go by?
Yeah.
Like, feels like we're back in Canada.
I can't believe we did it. We sailed across the Pacific Ocean.
All right, that was a doozy of a passage. Took about twice as long as we expected from New Caledonia to New Zealand, but got it done. In real time, in July 2025, we are here in our home. This is Ucluelet, BC, where we own a piece of property, and our boat is currently for sale in Whangarei, New Zealand.
So, are we giving up? Are we quitting sailing? Are we quitting YouTube? First, let's back up and say that when we started sailing, we didn't really have a distinct goal in mind. Our goal was to find warm water surf. We didn't know if that would be Costa Rica or Argentina or Mexico or where that would lead us, but our goal wasn't necessarily destination based. It was just to surf warm water.
I was working full time in a business that I'm a co-owner of throughout the entire thing, with the exception of last year, where I was able to get a year off of work, trust my business partners, and yeah, take a year off to do what we ended up doing, which was the Pacific crossing.
So to answer the question, are we giving up? It definitely doesn't feel like that. It feels more like we kind of achieved what we were wanting to do. We surfed some of the most amazing waves, warm water waves in the South Pacific. We met some incredible people. We accomplished so much, it seems, and we got to share it all and document it all and share it all with you. So I definitely don't look at this as we're giving up. I look at this as we achieved our dream and it's kind of on to the next adventure. Another aspect was Bruce. If you guys have been watching us since the beginning, you know that we have this lovable golden retriever who aged out of long passages. He didn't want to do long passages anymore. So we left him with Ben's parents while we were gone, and that worked out really well, but ultimately we missed him a lot, and we did want to live out the rest of his life with him. So that was a part of the decision-making process.
Super grateful to my parents for taking him, but they were never taking him forever either. It was a 1-year deal, and it was amazing that they did that for us so that we could go do the South Pacific crossing, because Bruce wasn't coming on that. No matter how many times we thought about maybe trying to keep sailing on Kiana, it always came down to, well, what about Bruce? Like there was never a solution to that. And so we always knew ultimately we were coming home to our dog.
So with that said, as much as we absolutely love Kiana, it is time to pass the torch on and leave her in the hands of a new owner. So she is for sale in Whangarei, New Zealand. My hope for her is that somebody loves her as much as we love her and just uses her because she is an incredible boat. And I hope that we can pass on the torch of passion for sailing through the next owners.
Yeah, she's a great boat. I love her. It's going to be a sad day when we do sell her. I'm looking forward to seeing somebody else carry on. The boat's now been on almost 1.5 circumnavigations, and maybe somebody will keep going with her and let her do a second one. So yeah, boats for sale. There's going to be a link in our description below. We're using a yacht broker, so you can contact them. So another question we're getting is, are we quitting YouTube?
I would say that it's a pause. We've worked really hard at YouTube and we've made some incredible friendships and a community. It feels, all of our patrons have been incredible to us, and it feels more like a family that we can't just part with. So as of right now, I'm working full time at a company that mentors people how to go sailing, and Ben is back full time as well. So I think for right now we're going to pause it, but it's not to say that there won't be more in the future, because it's just such a special community that we've built. So we're not ready to give up on that yet. So yeah, if you're interested in Kiana, we are going to put a link in the description to check her out. And also, if you're interested in starting sailing, it's become a passion project for me, and I now work for Blue Water Cruising, mentoring people kind of how to start at land life and get out on the water. So I'll link that down below as well in case this is a lifestyle for you.
Yeah, and I just want to say, a huge heartfelt thank you to everybody that's followed us, all the comments over the years, all of the support, of course our patrons, the financial support, the people that donated to our GoFundMe for that amazing island community, saved our asses. And yeah, just thank you so much for being part of this. It's been at times really hard, and at times, life-changing and incredible. And it's been really fun sharing it with all of you. So thank you for following along, and please don't unsubscribe. Like I said, we may get back at it someday, or we might do some life updates. So yeah, please don't unsubscribe from the channel. And
We'll catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.